Welcome back to Nick Wealth, where we uncover the financial truths that banks and real estate agents never want to discuss. Today we are analysing the true cost of a $500,000 home, a price becoming standard in many markets. While the sticker price seems simple, the machinery of ownership is complex, expensive, and designed to drain your hard-earned wealth. Many buyers walk into this transaction blind, driven by emotion and social pressure, rather than cold, hard, mathematical financial logic. Signing that deed is easy, but maintaining the lifestyle that comes with it requires a financial fortitude that few actually possess. Housing prices have outpaced wage growth significantly, creating a dangerous gap between what people earn and what homes actually cost today. This brings us to the first major trap, which is the massive difference between bank approval and your actual affordability. Just because a bank lends you $500,000 does not mean you can afford to pay it back comfortably. The bank does not care about your grocery bill, your retirement savings, or your need to take a vacation occasionally. They only care about your debt-to-income ratio, a metric that ignores the rising cost of living and inflation. When you max out your borrowing power, you are voluntarily placing yourself in a financial straitjacket for 30 long years. Let us talk about interest rates, because at 7%, the math of a $500,000 home changes drastically. In the early years of your mortgage, almost every dollar you pay goes straight to the bank as interest, not equity. You are essentially renting the money from the bank, and the rent is incredibly high in this current economic environment. For a $500,000 loan, you might pay over $600,000 in interest alone over 30 years. That means your $500,000 house actually cost you more than $1 million by the time you finish. But the mortgage payment is just the tip of the iceberg. When we start digging into the hidden, unrecoverable costs, most buyers focus solely on the monthly mortgage number, completely ignoring the silent wealth killers that come with property ownership. These are costs that do not build equity, do not increase value, and simply vanish from your bank account forever. Let us start with the down payment. To avoid extra fees, you typically need 20%, which is $100,000. For most first-time homebuyers, saving $100,000 in cash is an almost impossible task in this economy. So they choose the low down payment option, putting down maybe 3 or 5%, thinking they have beaten the system.
Get off!
This triggers the first hidden tax called PMI, or private mortgage insurance, which protects the bank, not you, the buyer. PMI is essentially a poverty tax. You are paying a monthly penalty simply because you did not have enough cash up front. That $200 or $300 a month is money set on fire. It buys you absolutely nothing in return. If you invested that PMI payment instead of giving it to the bank, it could grow into a significant retirement nest egg. Yet millions of Americans accept this charge as normal, unaware of how much it erodes their long-term wealth-building potential. Next, we have property taxes. On a $500,000 home, this is a massive, never-ending annual expense. Even after you pay off your mortgage completely, you never truly own your home because the government expects their rent. Stop paying your property taxes and you will quickly discover who the real owner of your land actually is. These taxes generally increase over time as the assessed value of your home goes up, squeezing your budget tighter annually. Then there is homeowners insurance, which is currently in a crisis state due to climate change and extreme weather events. In many states, insurance premiums are doubling or tripling, adding hundreds of dollars to monthly payments unexpectedly and rapidly. This is a variable cost that you cannot control, and it can destroy your monthly budget without any warning whatsoever. When you add principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and PMI, the monthly number is far higher than the advertised price. But we are not done yet. We must discuss the silent killer of wealth that catches every new homeowner off guard: maintenance and repairs. Unlike renting, when something breaks in your house, there is no landlord coming to save you.
Rule.
A standard rule of thumb is to budget 1% of your home's value every single year for maintenance costs. On a $500,000 home, that is $5,000 a year, or roughly $417 monthly. Some years you might spend less, but then you will need a new roof or a new furnace costing thousands. Plumbers, electricians and landscapers are expensive. If you cannot do the work yourself, you must pay the market rate. Ignoring maintenance is not an option, as it destroys the value of your asset and leads to bigger problems later. You also need to buy the tools to maintain the property, from lawnmowers to snow shovels, which adds up quickly. Your weekends are no longer for relaxation. They are now dedicated to the endless labour of keeping your house standing. When you sum it all up, the mortgage, principal and interest might only be 60% of your total housing outflow. This reality check brings us to the most critical question. How much money do you actually need to afford this? Financial experts suggest you need a household income between $150,000 and $187,000 annually. This is a staggering figure because 80% of American households do not earn anywhere near this level of income. The median household income is roughly half of what is required to safely purchase a medium-priced home today. This discrepancy creates a phenomenon known as being house poor, where you look rich on the outside but are broke inside. You have a beautiful shelter, but you have become a prisoner to the payments required to keep that shelter over your head. Being house poor means making difficult sacrifices in every other area of your life just to pay the mortgage. It means a broken car transmission is a financial catastrophe because you have zero margin for error in your monthly budget. It means saying no to your children's field trips because $35 is actually a problem for your cash flow.
We looked at the cost,
the psychological toll of this financial stress is immense. It strains marriages, causes anxiety, and ruins the joy of home ownership. You spend your nights worrying about layoffs or recessions, knowing that one missed paycheck could start the foreclosure process. The old rule was to spend 30% of your income on housing. Many today are spending 50% or more. When 50% of your income goes to housing, you have nothing left to invest for your future freedom. You are trading your future retirement comfort for present-day housing luxury.
Have a nice day.
It is a dangerous trade that many will regret. So what is the solution? It requires a radical shift in mindset and a willingness to live differently than the herd. You must buy based on your actual budget using the 25% rule, not what the bank says you qualify for. True wealth is not the size of your house, but the size of your freedom and your peace of mind. Prioritize investing and building liquid assets over acquiring massive, illiquid real estate debt that traps you in a job. Do not let the American dream become your American nightmare. Do the math, know the real costs, and stay safe. Remember the hidden five. PMI. Property taxes, insurance spikes, maintenance costs, and the massive interest payments to the bank. If this breakdown helped you see the reality of home ownership, please like the video and share it with a friend. Thank you for watching Nick Wealth. Subscribe for more financial truths, stay solvent, and never let a house own your freedom.
Debt to grow exponentially,
let us dig deeper into a concept called reverse compounding. This happens when your house value drops, but debt remains high. In a market correction, you could find yourself underwater, owing the bank more than you could sell the house for. This destroys your mobility. You cannot move for a better job because you cannot afford to sell your home at a loss. Real estate is local and illiquid. Unlike stocks, you cannot sell a bathroom to pay for groceries when times get tough. Consider the opportunity cost. That $100,000 down payment could have doubled in the stock market over 7 years. In many high-cost areas, renting and investing the difference actually builds more net worth than owning a home does. The industry relies on the myth that renting is throwing money away, while ignoring the money thrown away on mortgage interest. Do the math yourself. With interest rates this high, the cost of capital often exceeds the cost of renting comparable shelter. Let us return to the hidden costs. Landscaping and water bills for a suburban home can be shockingly high in summer. Heating and cooling a 2,000 square foot home is significantly more expensive than utilities for a compact apartment. Then there is the furnishing cost. You cannot leave rooms empty, so you spend thousands more filling the space with stuff. This often leads to secondary debt. People buy the house, then use high-interest credit cards to buy the furniture. It is a domino effect of consumption. The house dictates your lifestyle, and your lifestyle dictates your spending habits. Suburbs also breed comparison. When your neighbour gets a new car or renovates their kitchen, you feel pressure to upgrade. This keeps you trapped in the rat race, working longer hours to fund a lifestyle that is designed to impress others. Is it worth it? Is the stress of maintaining this image worth the sacrifice of your time, energy, and financial security? Let us look at a safer scenario. If you buy a cheaper home, the math transforms from a nightmare into a dream. A smaller mortgage means more cash flow. It means you can invest, travel, and sleep soundly at night without worry. Financial peace comes from having a margin of safety. You need a gap between your income and your expenses. That gap is your shield. It protects you when the economy turns bad, when jobs are lost, or when health issues arise. Remember, your primary residence is a liability, not an asset, because it takes money out of your pocket every month. True assets pay you. Rental properties, dividend stocks, and businesses are assets. Your home is a consumption item until you sell. Education is your best defense. Understand amortization schedules, property tax assessments, and market cycles before you sign anything. Be extremely wary of adjustable rate mortgages. They might offer a lower start rate, but can explode your payments later. We have seen this movie before. People assuming housing only goes up, over-leveraging, and then losing everything when the bubble bursts. Markets move in cycles. Buying at the absolute peak of a bubble with maximum leverage is a recipe for financial disaster. Patience is a superpower. Sometimes the best real estate deal you make is the one you decide to walk away from. Building a strong cash position gives you options. It allows you to buy when others are forced to sell. Consider a fixer-upper. You can build sweat equity by doing work yourself, rather than paying a premium for a turnkey home. This is the only way to instantly create equity.
Here is the rent payment.
You trade your labor and skill for instant value in the property.
Okay, depositing into account.
Another strategy is house hacking. Buy a duplex, live in one unit, and rent out the other to cover costs. This effectively eliminates your housing expense, allowing you to save aggressively and build wealth while living for free. It requires sacrificing privacy for a few years, but the financial head start it provides is absolutely worth the inconvenience. Never compromise on location. You can change the house, but you cannot change the neighborhood or the school district. The worst house in the best street is always a better investment than the best house in a declining neighborhood.
I'm just relieved we
Never
found
skip
this out
the
before
inspection.
closing.
That few $100s
appreciate
can
that.
save you tens
I
of
appreciate
thousands
you meeting my
by
final
revealing
offer.
hidden structural nightmares.
Of course, we're pleased
If the
to
inspection
finalize
reveals
this today.
major issues, use it to negotiate the price down or simply walk away from the deal. Everything is negotiable. In a cooling market, you have the power to ask for repairs, closing costs, or price reductions. Do not fall in love with a piece of property. It is just wood, concrete, and glass. Treat it as a business decision. Real estate is a long-term game. If you plan to move in less than 7 years, you should probably rent. Selling a home is expensive. Agent commissions and closing costs can eat up 6 to 10% of your sale
20%
price.
down.
It takes
Emergency
years
fund.
of appreciation
Income
just to break
3 by
even on the
mortgage.
transaction costs of buying
5-year plan.
and then selling a home. So, let us recap. The $500,000 house is a myth. It is a bundle of ongoing, rising liabilities. Before you buy, ensure you have 20% down, a 6-month emergency fund,
Success
and
isn't
stable
just
income
one path.
3 times the
It's
mortgage.
the freedom to choose your own.
If you do
Whether
not
it's
meet
the
these
view from the
criteria,
top,
there is
I remember
no
sitting on my
shame in
grandfather's
renting.
porch,
Renting
and
buys you
he told me
patience,
something that really stuck with
flexibility,
me. He
and
said,
time to
always
save.
measure twice.
Use your
cut
renting
once.
years to
Look
maximize
at
your
this
income,
light bill,
pay
and we
off other
haven't even
debts,
finished
and
the
build a massive
wiring.
portfolio
I
of
know.
liquid investments.
It feels like we're never going
Do
to catch
not
a
let
break.
society define success for you. Owning a home is one path, but it is not the only path. I have seen too many friends ruin their financial 20s by rushing into a house they could not afford to maintain. They spent their prime years fixing toilets and paying interest, while others travelled the world and started successful businesses. Your youth and mobility are assets too. Do not anchor yourself down prematurely unless the numbers make absolute, undeniable sense. We are in a unique historical moment with both high prices and high interest rates. It is the worst affordability in decades. It is okay to sit on the sidelines. The market will eventually correct, or wages will rise to meet the costs. Ignore the fear of missing out. FOMO is a marketing tool used to panic you into making bad financial decisions. Be a rational investor. Look at the rent-to-price ratio. Look at the cap rate. Look at the cash-on-cash return. Calculate the price-to-rent ratio in your city. If it is over 20, it is mathematically cheaper to rent right now. In places like San Francisco, renting is a bargain. In the Midwest, buying might still make sense. Geography matters immensely. Your parents bought homes
Given
when
my
they cost
expanded
2 times their
responsibilities and
annual
successful
salary.
project completion,
Do not
I believe
blindly
a
follow
significant
advice from a
adjustment to my
different economic
compensation is
era.
warranted.
The rules have changed. You are playing a harder game than previous generations, so you must play it smarter and sharper.
According to Section 3 here,
While you
the
wait,
costs are split
optimize your
evenly.
credit
And
scores.
that includes the
A
landscape.
higher score
correct.
can save you tens of
right, it
thousands of
looks
dollars
good.
in interest
Give it
later.
back, it's mine.
Aggressively
It's
pay
worthless
down
now.
other
We're done
debts.
here.
You cannot afford a mortgage if you are still drowning in student loans and car payments. Focus on increasing your shovel. The best way to afford a house is to drastically increase your income through skills. Reaching that $150,000 household income level is difficult but possible with career focus
Push me
and
higher,
strategic
Daddy.
moves.
All right, here we go.
Some are exploring co-buying with friends or family. It reduces the burden but adds legal and relational complexity to manage.
cat.
If you co-buy, have a watertight legal agreement.
hilarious.
What happens if one person wants to sell or loses their job? Look for state and local grants. There are programs designed to help first-time buyers with down
There are
payments
4
and
pillars
closing
to
costs.
success.
Read
Math,
the fine print on these
patience,
grants. They
income,
often come with
and
strings
freedom.
attached that might restrict your freedom to sell later. Ultimately, remember that a house is just a container for your life. Do not let the container become more important than the life. You can have a rich, fulfilling life in a rented apartment. You can have a miserable,
Q3
stressed
projections
life
for this
in a
sector are
mansion.
strong.
Yes, the
Personal
data flow
finance
confirms
is
liquidity in
personal.
the European
Run your
market.
own numbers,
We should leverage the
ignore the
arbitrage
noise. Make the decision that allows you to sleep at night. We have covered the math, the hidden costs, the income requirements, and the psychological traps of the $500,000 home. The choice is yours. Will you buy the American dream, or will you design your own version of financial freedom? I want to hear from you. Are you house poor? Do you regret buying? Or are you happily renting and investing? Leave a comment below. Your experience helps this community learn and avoid the expensive mistakes that the industry wants you to make. If you value honest, math-based financial content, make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on for future videos. In our next video, we will discuss where to actually put your money if you decide not to buy a house. The sun is setting on the old era of easy home ownership. We must adapt to the new reality with wisdom and caution. Take a deep breath. You are now armed with the truth. Use this knowledge to build a life you can truly afford. Plant your seeds wisely. Nurture your wealth slowly. Do not let the pressure of the moment force you into a bad harvest. As Morgan Housel says, wealth is what you do not see. It is the cars not purchased and the homes not bought. Keep climbing towards that peak of financial independence. It is worth every sacrifice and every moment of discipline to get there. A special thank you to our channel supporters who make this deep dive research and production possible every single week. This has been a Nick Wealth production. We are dedicated to your financial clarity in a world full of confusing noise. Check out these other videos to continue your financial education. Stay curious, stay disciplined, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching Nick Wealth. Subscribe for more financial truths, stay solvent, and never let a house own your freedom.